Hey everyone. So this week it's the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos, and you know this this is a game where we are supposed to show up for because it's a rival game. Let's face it, hate your division rivals. It's pretty obvious. I do, and we got to show up for this game. 'Cause we got a lot to prove. If we want to go to that record of 7-9, which is I know we won't be in the playoffs or anything, but this is the record I had the team going before the season, 7-9 or 8-8. That was the realistic record I had them going, and I knew there'd be struggles, and I knew there were problems at stopping the run. But I know the talent on this team, on defense particularly, it's as good as anyone else. They'll bend but not break. They're good at stopping those short and simple plays, but it's always the home runs that we got to learn to avoid. There were a couple of long plays Campbell was doing on us last week. I finally saw some tape on the game. They were burning us left and right, and then it's been a pretty rough time here in Raider Nation. But I'll be standing by this team at all times, no matter what. On some side notes, we signed JP Losman. For some of you don't know, I actually saw that guy when he was in the UFL this year. I went to the game. I'll have the link sidebar of the video that he was playing in. Unfortunately, I didn't film him, but it was his team playing the California Redwoods, and I actually saw the guy in person. He looked okay. Looked like an all-star out there because it's the UFL, but hey. And now on to the game. We got on defense. Supposedly, it's supposed to take care of itself, but there have been times Chris Johnson can get burned by Eddie Royal, maybe by Stokely. We don't want to see that happening. Brandon Marshall and Nnamdi Asomugha was a good matchup, but Asomugha will allow his catches here and there. We got to still be careful because Marshall is still considered one of the better receivers in the league. Now, of course, Kyle Orton, his stats don't look pretty, but he gets the job done. I like the school he went to in Purdue, but that's another story. He gets the job done, and he's got a winning record. Who cares what his stats look like when you're winning? We gotta stop the run, and Buckhalter or Moreno, one of the two guys. Can't stop the run in any of these running backs in Denver over history. It's been a really rough stretch. Whether it was trying to stop, Michael Bell, Tate Bell, Gary, Anderson, Davis. Man, I don't want to think about half of those names. But yeah, Clinton Portis, forgot about him. But yeah, we got to worry about stopping that run. And then on offense, the big question: Jamarcus Russell comes in the Redskins game, and we get screwed. I wish we could just cut ties with him right now, like most of the Raider fans believe. But let's face it, we're pretty much stuck with him for until his contract's up. Unless Al Davis gives up his pride. There's also a protesting website, messagetoal.com. I'll give you the link at the sidebar. The billboard will still be up in Oakland. It's on the 880 freeway, for those of you who don't, locals who've already seen it. It'll be up till the end of the month. They funded it, so take a look at that. But we got to, Jamarcus, he's going to need the game. Not necessarily the game of his life, but he's got to get the job done when it's a passing play. We can run the ball with Fargas or McFadden or Bush, but question of Jamarcus, and only question. Seems like he's the hacks and curse. The offensive line is also injured. Robert Gallery's out. And for those of you NFL fans who like seeing Gallery as a bust, as a left tackle, he was a bust. But as a guard, he has proven to be solid. The past 2 years, he actually is really good at guard. So for those of you who like to call Gallery a bust, just call him a bust as a left tackle, not as a guard. So it's really up to Jamarcus in getting the job done. The receivers have gotten better. I know in the early rounds they were dropping balls, but I think now that the team has progressed, hopefully the progress will get better. The coaching situation, we don't really know about that. No one does. But let's just hope that they do show up this game because it's a division game. Let's face it. And if the Broncos do win this game, it's not because we're playing in their house. That doesn't, it's the NFL. Records do not matter, as Bronco BJ was saying. We got to throw those records out the window. It's all about this Sunday playing in Invesco Field and showing up and being the best team in the stadium. Lou Holtz was saying that, and be the best team in the stadium. That's all you got to do. And in the NFL, it's like that. You can be the best team in the stadium and win, whether you suck or not. So, as bad as this team is, I'll stand by them, at all times. It's been rough. That's my talk for the Raiders. I'm gonna have some bonus talk here about the A's. The A's made they made a little bit of trading with the Toronto Blue Jays involved in that Cliff Lee, Roy Halladay deal. One of the prospects that went to Toronto from Philly, Jason Taylor, we traded our guy, Brett Wallace, for him. Now, Brett Wallace was the guy we used Matt Holliday to trade, we got from Matt Holliday's trade. He was the one who was supposed to be the best hitter, but he doesn't have any fielding abilities. Right now, we want better defense on the infield, guys who are not error prone. And most likely Jason Taylor, he's an outfielder. And probably we could probably use him in the outfield more. Eric Patterson can play infield. He goes into the outfield. So that's probably the scenario. We also got a guy named Jake Fox, top prospect from the Cubs. Even though he's 27, he can hit for power. He might be the DH this coming year. And a lot of youth and talent. I do see this team hopefully on the rise. But we, just got to worry about some pitchers. We probably can't make any big signings because we're playing Moneyball. But we also have this guy named Aaron Miles. The Cubs have wanted to get rid of him for a while, and we're kind of splitting the contract with them. So, but Jake Fox, Jason Taylor, those are the two guys we picked up. If you're an A's fan, give me your thoughts on the trade. Now, of course, if you're a Raider fan, give me your thoughts on the game as well. So I'll see you later, and I have to see DJ Williams at linebacker again. He was a good running back, but in high school, but he's the linebacker, so we'll see what happens. But go Raiders and go A's. You won't be always seeing previews, but you will always see a post-game recap from here on out because I'm going home this weekend. So I'll see y'all later.